Hello everyone, my name is Andrew, and in this video we talk about design thinking. You might wonder that why do you need this another theoretical model which doesn't really help you. But let me explain you, it can really help you, especially if you have problems with being systematic on the work on your project. We have 5 steps, which is emphasize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. When you start with emphasizing, you actually do your market research. We talk about market research with Martin in podcast, and in this part, I really encourage you, as soon as you define your customer, just meet them physically and ask questions. What to ask about is discussed in video value proposition when we discussed the pains and gains of the situation where the customer is. So ask these questions and try to emphasize with them, try to understand the situation they are in and the situation that you can use for building your product or solution in general. As soon as you have a couple of interviews, you want to sit down and summarize them somehow. And this is the part of definition, defining. You define what are the needs of the customer, you define the problem that you want to solve. And because usually when you interview your customers, you define various problems, various issues that you can solve. So in this part, definition, you break it down and decide about one crucial problem that you want to focus on. In this part, you might find out that you need to have other answers from other people or maybe the same people. So you can come back to emphasize and ask another question. It's normal. It's usual that in this model, you always come back, do the thing that you did before, and come back to definition with better answers. When you think you are done with this, you immediately start to think about your product or service. That is actually the second part of the value proposition model when you design your product or service. So here you think about how to answer to these definitions that you created. And again, you will be in a situation when you think you don't have enough information, and so you will come back to step 1, emphasize, and ask your customer again, which is normal, and I really encourage you to do so. When you think you not only defined the problem, but also ideated the solution to this problem, then it's time to prototype the solution. Here, if for example your product is based on app, I really would advise you to create something smaller like website, or even smaller, just take a pen and paper and draw down how the application will look like. And with this, you can just come back to your customer and ask, is it this what will help you? Is it the solution? Do we get it right? And from this, you will get another bunch of feedback, which will really help you to define the product that you want to build before you try to sell it. And then when you think you are done with the circle coming back and forward, you will end up testing. Testing is actually when you offer this solution to your customers, and you either want to make sales or you want to make another bunch of feedback, which can help you to develop your business project. Here, when you test for the first time, you might realize that the product is not really as you imagined and that the feedback is not really as you wished, because it's a completely different thing if you ask in the first part the customer if they would buy this solution, and then if you come with the solution or some prototype of the solution and ask, will you buy it? The question is completely different, and usually when people say I will buy it, then they might not actually buy it from you. So this can be really helpful for you to learn from this, and I hope that you won't give up in this point and continue on your work. It might seem that you are back on the beginning and nothing happened, but it is not true. Design thinking is not about step 1 to 5 and that's it. It's about circle. The same circle we talked with Martin in our podcast, which is spiral development. This is the same thing. You go kind of in circles, but forward. So I would like to encourage you not to be afraid of asking your customers, even multiple times. And I wish you luck with your projects.